the Scion. A Shen picked up in return.
Yeah.
Shyvana in the jungle.
No more
Oh,
Malzahar.
he's unleashed.
He's a changed man. He's going for broke with the Aurelia, and yeah, it's a very aggressive team composition with Ashe and Senna basically just, you know, supporting all the crazy dudes in the front with slows and initiation.
More attention mid. Judgy on a carry. He's gone the ignite. So double ignite mid and Wibbly. Okay. Obviously, I was gonna assume that you don't invade into the Scion. Wibbly spotted them walking out a bit early. I think if Moneyman Flacco waited a bit there, they would have been able to maybe get a pick. But early wards down. How? Oh, this I'm hyped. I'm hyped. Also, ignite on the Shyvana. Talk to me, Dabis. Are you a fan?
Well, once you hit level 6, it's not like you really need it. If you really want to get up close and personal, your Dragon Form Leap is your main option when it comes to gap closing, and it's actually available more often than not, really. Later on, when your Fury generation is higher, you can basically have it in like 30 or 40 seconds. You don't really see the cooldown because it doesn't really work like a regular ability. But yeah, it has a very low up and very low cooldown, high uptime on that ability. So if you want to just invest towards even more early game potential, then Ignite or Exhaust are definitely you can go for these as summer spells.
So you see a bit of early trading. We're seeing both junglers getting their leash. I believe Shyvana just wants to power farm until her 6, correct? Also, probably Lilia as well.
Yeah, it's a similar playstyle for both of them. Although Lilia, I think, should be faster, at least first to second clear before Shyvana really gets going with her items. Shyvana first clear is a little bit painful.
That Shen damage is obscene.
Yeah, the good thing for CFFC here is that all 3 of their lanes should have advantages in the early game. Shen historically does well versus tanks. Aurelia versus Ahri. Ahri has to be on the back foot until she hits 6 at least. And then Ashe and Senna should be able to poke out the other bot lane. So Wibbly Deem has some freedom with regards to where he wants to path on the map.
And a healthy trade from both sort of top laners there. But MDiv getting all the corrupting pots out of Moneyman Flacco. His trading pattern is going to be a bit more painful now. He's not going to have that healing. Whereas the Shen, always going to have the shield. As it looks like Oz is looking up here. He's moving down. He's actually probably looking for the Scuttle Crab. And
Yeah, just going for early Scuttle, skipping Gromp because Shyvana is too slow to clear 6 camps before the Scuttle spawns, so...
Oh, Wibbly moving up top here.
Wibbly.
We could see our first blood of the series. Moneyman Flacco getting the Dark Harvest stack down. He's going to flash, but he's not going to flash far enough. And it's first blood over to MDib. Now, MDib, you got to run away. Ah, he does have his block. But, I mean, he's going to die here. Oh, he does fall. And it's a 1-for-1 trade. MDib disrespecting the zombie form of the Scion.
Yeah, I guess he thought that the Spirit Shield would just keep him alive, but Scion had more left in the tank. He just clobbered him to death. He still had Flash to keep himself alive, just didn't use it.
I mean, at the same time, you have to auto the Scion so he loses his health so he dies quicker. If you don't auto him, he's just going to survive. Judgy looking for something mid lane and he's just going to take a bit of a trade backwards. But I mean, that does lose tempo for Wibbly on his jungle, and Oz is going to probably get a double Scuttle here.
Maybe a little bit. I'm surprised that Oz wasn't hovering towards top lane a little bit more on that play after finishing the Scuttle. I think the positioning of the lane, you could potentially do something with a counter gank, but you know, if he's continuing with this farming pace, I think he'll be just fine. Just need lanes to be careful, at least until, the plates fall down. Realistically, you have to make sure that CFFC doesn't get too many of these as a big Q.
Yes, it's a fat one. It's the nice EQ combo from Moneyman Flacco, getting the slowdown, getting the full Q out. Stutchy's he's trading a lot of his health for these minions, and I think it's Aurelia into Ari. It feels a bit similar to how Silas wants to play early. He needs to trade his health to farm, but if she gets on top of you with full stacks, it's over.
Yeah, I expected some big trade to happen, at least one before 6, but Black Hole Wit was able to evade all of these attempts, and he's actually ahead in CS as well, minimally. So, good news for Psycho Sweet in the mid lane.
Oh, they might find Mouth. There's going to be a flash from Mouth as the spectator wants us to go back to top and see MDib take another Q.
Well, yeah, that didn't amount to anything, but it's nice that CFFC is looking for those opportunities constantly. Could be another one mid, but Black Hole mid does hover to the correct side of the lane, and he'll be just fine. He will have to walk away a little bit further because Wibbly is decided to be annoying. But yeah, just going to lose an extra few seconds on that play.
Is it Wibbly being annoying as it is if Black Hole mid stood in the river entrance? That's the question. You see Wibbly was making his way back to Raptors to clear upwards again. There's a bit of a quiet early game. First Drake spawning just now. I believe it is a Hex. Oh, it's a mountain? It is a mountain. So,
yeah, now that we have these ultimate abilities, we have these champions.
And Wibbly's going to be looking back top. No flash from Moneyman Flacco. He's going to be fall asleep. MDib's going to fail the flash taunt. And Flacco, they're just going to auto him and he's going to get out of sleep. The double flash blown for literally nothing. But Jane is going to be caught here. He's getting run down by Granny Spanner. Granny Spanner's going to flash forward. Jane is going to have to flash out. But Shyvana Oz is on the way. He doesn't have ult just yet. He's not level 6. Juka Jamming still has flash. The Shenel's going to come down and they're going to look to turn this on the side of CFFC. Torn through. Oz, you don't have ult. Granny Spanner's going to take the first. Are they going to get any more? They're not. Oh. Jaina not 6. Juka Jamming could have been in trouble there.
Yep. MDib sacrificing his top lane wave potentially to get advantages for the bot lane. And
he has
you
TP.
always have to be you have to be wary of the Shen, stand united. If you're against this champion and you're not necessarily attacking the top lane, then Shen has that extra time to TP to other lanes and turn the tables.
Yeah, and I mean, it was a failed gank topside, but also kind of a failed gank bot side as well. Both junglers struggling a bit. Oz not having his ult, you could see the pain of not having it there. You're just running at them while they're altering you. And then it gives time for the Shen to ult down, and as soon as that came through, I think Oz decided that he is just going to die. He did throw down the Ignite, though.
Yeah, earlier on, I was going to say that I really expected CFFC to try and take the first dragon with the constant priority that they had with Ashe and Senna. But Wibbly was actually just pathing towards the opposite side. They tried to kill the Scion, but we all know that Scion is the weak side king of the map. If he's building tank, at least, he can withstand all kinds of punishment.
He's dealing out punishment right now. He's getting it in return from Shen.
It doesn't really feel like a Moneyman Flacco champion, but I guess...
Oh, and Oz ults in. Juka Jamming's going to have to flash out. The Ashe Arrow through. Also coming over the top. Juka Jamming still alive here. Oz is going to fall asleep. Granny Spanner's going to probably take this one. Here we go. That's one. Can they get a second? Martha's on the side. He's got no flash. Jaina's got no flash as well. I think Wibbly's going to clean this one up. That's one. That's a 2, I should say, actually. And Judge is coming through. Mouth. You can be in danger here, but they're going to find Black Hole mid. He's just walking into a brush. He's unseen. And they're going to just take him down. Oh, no. Wibbly's going to fall instead. Oh, Judge is just going to find him. He's going to flash forward and Mouth with a great tornado. But I think Mouth, you're dead here. Black Hole mid's ult has expired. Mouth getting stunned. The W's
No
gonna
mana on
hit.
Judgy.
Judgy's gonna have no mana. He's gonna fall probably on the tower. Can they get black on mid as well? Oh, it's the overall 4 for 2 trades. Are we gonna see a kill in the top side?
Oh.
Moneyman Flacco's gonna probably kill MDib. Oh, we got.
Oh, grass proc.
Oh no, who's gonna win? The minions!
MDib is
The
dead.
minions! Oh, MDib.
Fully charged Q. Couldn't run away from that one. CFFC, they lose out in the top lane, but they win huge in the bot lane. Granny Spanner, 3 kills on 3 kills to his name.
Oh, Moneyman
And-
Flacco. I mean, it's a 2-level lead for Flacco. He's gonna hit the Q. I think he might just win this. Oz is here as well.
Oh,
Oh, the Shen'U.
Stand
Over the top.
United.
Can they find Flacco? They're gonna find him. Now he's gonna go into zombie form. They're gonna have to probably nuke the Shyvana. Empty. Flacco's focusing Wibbly, but he just can't get on him. And Oz is gonna fall as well probably here. Yep, Emptib's just gonna find that kill. And a bit of a chaotic turn of events. The Shen'U coming big.
And Wibbly finally finds a big payout for himself in the top lane this time. All that attention in the, the earliest part of this game did not pan out, but this time around, the counter gank was just right, and Valilia is actually, a very good pick against the Shyvana, so it would seem. Really effective at kiting back and just preventing the Shyvana from going
Judgy
really aggressive.
forcing out the ult from the Ahri there. Just from one Q and E. But yeah, like you were saying, that CFFC have jumped out to a 3k lead here, and quietly, Wibbly's got a big lead in the jungle. Granny Spanner, we already mentioned him. The ruler kiting on this Ashe. Can we see it in the game?
And now 12 minutes in, we finally could see the first dragon being killed by CFFC. They're setting up slowly. Lilia and Senna already on the dragon. Aurelia moving up as well.
Oh, and MDib's just taking a lot of damage here. I think he's gonna die. They're gonna take the dragon, but MDib, he's gonna get out with the shield. He's gonna dodge the Q, and the Sentinel's gonna come through just to make sure he's safe. But that's
He's out of there.
that's the hull breaker difference.
Yeah, and with more tank items, when he builds that second item, potentially Sunfire, for example, that is going to be even more painful, potentially, for the Shen. Sion is a tank that also scales pretty well into the later parts of the game.
I mean, he has his infinite scaling on his W with the health. He's just going to keep stacking health and health till probably has 10k. And that's maybe when the game falls. That's when I think the game would be over by that point. Judgy going to find a stun onto Black on mid. But again, he's just he's going to ult in here, but he's not going to find anything.
Yeah, those attempts by Judgy have not panned out, really. Like, the entire 14 minutes have not...
Wibbly's going to show
he's
up
not
here.
been able to do anything of note.
And Black on mid's just going to get the ult out. But Oz is here. They've spotted him on the ward. The Charm's going to go wide for Black on mid. He's looking forward. He has no ult here. He's going to miss the Everfrost. And Wibbly's going to find a double sleep flash Q forward. The whole team's here. Oz is going to be the first to fall. Marth probably the second. He's going to find the root. The taunt on the edge onto Jaina. And they're just cleaning the fight mid. It's a party in the mid. What an engage from Wibbly.
Yeah, when CFFC are grouped and Wibbly Deem leads the charge, you can basically be 100% certain that they're going to win the fight. And even on a champion like Lilia, he's able to initiate just as he would on the Jarvan.
Yeah, I mean, he was just walking in there, carried on walking, walked back a tiny bit, and just hit the flash double Q. I think Oz got out of the sleep for his unstoppable for the dragon transformation, but that was a beautiful engage, and they just cleaned house. And it was also preemptive. They had their bot lane there. The Shen ult was ready. Everything instantly came down. I mean, Moneyman Flacco took the top tower as a return, but they take one tower for that many kills, and it looks like Moneyman Flacco's gonna get caught here. The weak side police are coming, sir. You may have a hull breaker, but we have 3 men.
The Ashe has Kraken Slayer. The Scion ultimate blocked.
Now,
Yep.
now they just got to cut out the Scion zombie form. Yep, pain. Look at him run, pain.
All it takes is one Ashe auto attack and you can no longer move. Jaina Proudmoore trying to take something on the other side of the map, but plates are already down.
Judgy might be caught here. Or Wibbly might be caught. He's going to get a charm. Black Hole Mid's going to find the solo kill maybe onto Wibbly Deem. Juko Jam is going to get here. The ult's going to go through the shield. And we're not going to see the rest of the fight. Cabra, what are you doing? Wibbly's still alive.
No.
They're cleaning the house. No way. And also Jaina died as well.
That looked like a certain pick for Psycho but Sweet, but they all fall at the same time. Just actually a complete disaster on all fronts. That was just
You got stopwatch.
sad to watch.
They got stopwatch. They got Shenna ulted. They got Shenna shield. Jaina gets solo bowler by MDib on the bot side. The camera trolls the stream. Oh my god. CFFC out to 5k. And they are very much rolling in this game.
Yeah, I think it's safe to say that Lilia is breaking all kinds of ankles this game. Psycho are they just seem to be unable to kill this fast deer. Running circles around him in the jungle.
I mean, 16 minutes in, they've taken bot tier 1, they've taken mid tier 1, they've taken 1 Drake. Maybe they would want to get it snowballing a bit faster, but they started off slow, but they've really come alive in this mid game.
Yeah, now that CFFC are able to just walk as a unit around the map, this is where they shine as a team, and the lead will just likely keep growing, honestly. Psycho but Sweet, they would need a lot of time to claw their way back from this. The Jhin is just not able to contribute in any meaningful way right now.
I've also just realized Granny Spanner picked up the Herald. I was confused why he had a blue ore. I was going to look for the steal. I was going to jump. Oh, he's going to find it! This man steals dragons for a living. Yes, he's going to die. But that's an Inferno over to Psycho but Sweet. He's 0-6. He does not care.
It has been true in Season 4, and it still remains true in Season 6. This man has insane smiting ability, and when it is a 50-50 contest, it's not really a 50-50 if you're smiting versus Aussie Nox. You gotta be real.
He's got the stack deck. He's rigged it in his favor. You're not surviving. I would not want to play poker against this guy. But yeah, I mean, at that point, like, you are 0-5 as a Shyvana. It doesn't really matter if you die. They are probably going to force this top turret down. But that was kind of a given. They already had the Herald and they were already rotating. That's all the hour towers gone on the side of Psycho but Sweet. And Black Hole Mid just shadowing here. They might look to fight. The taunt comes through onto the Scion. But he's not getting the Hull Breaker benefit because Black Hole Mid's just sat in the bush and he's going to get out. He's going to have the ult, but it's going to get the second charge off for the Herald. Black Hole Mid, he's going to fall asleep. It's Judgy, he's looking to fight Oz here. He's going to find the stun, but he's just taking a lot of damage. And Oz is just going to solo kill him. What is that damage?
That's just a Shyvana with Frostfire gun.
Oh, Jada's going to flash forward. Well, what are you doing? You know the team's there.
Wow. That was a play that was not made with a calm state of mind, that's for sure. I think Jaina Proudmoore has grown quite frustrated with how things are going this game.
Oh dear, oh dear. I mean, Oz is going to force the turret boss side. get some objective bounty through. But I mean, again, he's 0-4, 0-3 at that point. It might not matter in the grand scheme of things. You're not really giving over too much. You are getting a tower in return. But you are flashing over the wall, gale forcing forward for Lilia when you know the Ashe and Senna are just sitting behind. If they are just watching their screens, you are just instantly dead.
And
Judge is gonna flash forward here, and they're just gonna keep fighting. I think Judge is gonna find a solo kill finally. Oh please. Oh play. Oh no. The cavalry's here, but he's gonna get out. He's gonna miss. The charm's gonna miss. Black Hole Mid's gonna keep going for all, but the root's gonna come through for Jada Proudmore. And Judgy Rock's gonna fall. Wibbly can't bail his team out. The Ashe arrow comes flying by.
Yeah, Judgy Rock's not quite.
Oh, Black Hole Mid!
He wanted in the side lane. Wibbly deemed a 1v4 mission to steal a blue buff.
He successful.
Yep. He's actually keeping them at bay while the mid lane is still being pushed. Psycho but Sweet getting zoned out by just one unassuming little deer champion.
The thing is he really one unassuming deer champion when there's a Shen on the other side ready to hit that ult? And he also has a Sonya's. So he is completely safe.
Yeah, with this kind of playstyle that they're employing, Wibbly Deem is
Duke
just
jamming.
happy to.
He's gonna get rooted. The flash forward from Black Hole Mid's gonna force the flash of the center. And they just can't find their picks.
Yeah, they can't really find picks because Psycho but Sweet, you know, their team composition on the whole, you have to rely on skill shots to actually get things going for the most part. And those skill shots aren't landing. And also, you know, Shyvana, you have to say that she's
gonna look forward here. The charm's through. The unstoppable force. He's walked forward. That's a completely wrong ult. But center is down. The Oz comes through the side. Can they find anything else? They've got one. They walk through. Wibbly's gonna find a sleep. He's gonna find a double torn through. But Granny Span has to flash out the backside of the fight. Oh, Judgy Rocks is still not here. Granny Span is trying to still fight this. M-Dip. He's gonna have to walk it out. And
yeah, you have to ask how much is Judgy Rocks getting on the other side, because Psycho but Sweet did initiate, rightfully so, in a 5v4 situation. Now the dragon spawning as well. Judgy Rocks still top lane trying to get inhib turret, and he will be successful.
And is it CFFC playing the map, stalling it out a bit for Judgy to get time on that turret, or is it just a bit unlucky? Like, do you think they thought they could take that fight?
Perhaps they thought it was doable, but yeah, it's like if one of your squishy champions gets initiated on like that, the fight can swing very heavily in the enemy's favor. Like the Senna was basically a non-factor because she just gets one shot immediately.
As they're gonna be starting the Baron here.
Well, Psycho but Sweet, they were all in base, and they're going to wake up to
They don't have an idea.
Bad surprise on the other side. CFFC just take the Baron, and Psycho but Sweet were not even there to contest it.
They give over Drake, but they get tempo for Baron. That's why they died. The 5-head maneuver. It's all a matter of mind games.
This entire game really feels like Psycho but Sweet are struggling to just play together and find the right opportunities. In the early game, Shyvana did not really manage to do much apart from the one isolated gank incident. Black Hole Mid was doing fine in his own lane, but yeah, couldn't find the roams either. And then once the mid game hit, it's like, okay, this is your time to retaliate, and it just didn't happen.
And now they're going to be pushing in on two lanes of Baron buff. They can threaten the open inhibitor, but I mean, Sion can just sit there and clear waves. Ashe arrow through. Oz going to have to ult out. He's still going to fall asleep. But it's 2 ults for 1. doesn't really get much in return. Oz gonna find a lot of damage actually. Oh. Judgy's still pressuring this top side. He's gonna throw the ignite down Moneyman Flacco, and he's gonna go straight through onto him.
Now with those 2 items, he's actually winning the 1v1.
He's gonna force us in here, but he's gonna be ulted through. Jaden Prammore's gonna go through, but the center ult is on the top side of the fight. Judgy Ross, can he find one? The Gale Force through. It's a 1-for-1. He does get the inhib though.
Yes, the FFC successfully spreading Psycho but Sweet with his Baron buff. This is objective complete for them. Now...
Oh, Jaden Prammore's gonna get caught. He's through it. And the Mouth's just gonna have to drop his ult. He also cleansed as well. And they're just gonna take every outer turret, every inhib turret. Probably concede for this one inhib, but they're not gonna have Judgy. Moneyman Flacco's up in 9. He probably might be able to force an engage. Oh, he doesn't have his ult. They're gonna
brick by brick. Just taking down those structures. And CFFC, I think with this Baron buff, they can definitely feel like they did more than enough. And on the next push, if they get a good fight going, they will most likely be able to end this and secure a lead in this series.
It's quite funny to see actually. The Granny Spanner 5-0-6, 2.5 items. Jaina Proudmore, 3 items. 3-4-2. Where has he got this gold from? Is it really in the shutdowns? He's only picked up 1 or 2 kills. But I mean, 3-item Jin, nothing to mess around with. Can start doing a bit of damage, but maybe the game has gone a bit too far for him.
Some of it could be in the shutdowns. It also is... it has to be said that on the whole, I feel like his items are slightly cheaper compared to what Granny Spanner is trying to build. But just by a smidge. I feel like it's probably just the combined factor of the CS and maybe some bounties getting going towards the Jin.
And you can see they're walking in here as 5, or they're walking as 3 as 2. Now 4-on-1. Moneyman Flacco's walking forward. They're just going to siege this down. Double ADCs. Your inhib is not safe. They have the top wave pushing in. Rotating down bottom now. Judgy getting caught by a few abilities, but it doesn't really matter. They just have to play this slow. The sleep's going to go down onto Jane and Proudmore. Jane is going to have to back it up. They're not going to follow up much on that, but it's going to give them the space. Judgy's going to flash forward. He's going to find a stun onto Moneyman Flacco. And Flacco should just fall here. He's still alive in the front line. Taking a lot of... Oh, Wibbly team. Flash forward. Takes out Jaina in the back. And they're still fighting, but Oz is going to find the... Oh, through 4, but he's not going to find any damage. And they're peeling it out. And this should just be game 1 over to CFFC.
Yeah, superb team fighting from CFFC. Early game, perhaps not as aggressive as they would like, but mid-game they just completely turned it on. And we saw basically the full extent of how effective this team comp can...
Moneyman Flacco, he's going to go back to the Scion. So, adaptations in the bottom half of the draft, really for the bottom side of the map, for the side of the Cycle but Sweep, but they're going for the same top side.
Yeah. Which is, honestly, if you want to keep... If you want to keep Scion and the Shyvana, that's fine. You just... At that point, you just have to adjust your...
Honey! The kids left. We got to fight. They're taking the kids away. And then suddenly we got a reverse sweep. Which
I mean,
I've
if
never
they're
seen in
able to pull
UNL.
out that strength that they had in that pullback, then we could easily see them pull the same thing again. Is this... Oh, an early game invade. This is what we like to see. Grand finals of UNL, the invade 5-stack onto the top
Oh,
side.
Wibbly, no.
Wibbly Deem gets caught out. The Ash Arrows are going to be slowing him down, but he's going to flash over the wall to get himself to safety. Flash being down on such a heavy carry like that is obviously going to be such a useful thing here in the early game. So that's just going to maybe take away a bit of that ganking prowess, perhaps maybe a kill from him. But we'll have to see. Obviously, a lot of the early game will be spent farming up. So hopefully won't be too impactful if you're sitting there as a Wibbly Deem. But obviously knowing that should hopefully give maybe, I don't know, Moneyman Flacco a bit black hole mid, a bit of extra rigor room to play around with that extra flash for their side.
Hey, Diana is already a champion that's heavily reliant on hitting that Q, and sometimes you just want to flash Q to close the gap, and Wibbly Deem will not have that tool available for the first 5 minutes of this early game.
And also, I wanted to point out, Oz has actually gone for the flash instead of the ignite, so he's probably feeling that he needed the flash last time. Even though he did find a solo kill with that ignite as well. It's quite funny, actually.
The Ashe was hurting a little bit. The kiting was too much. He decided the flash was actually necessary.
The flash was necessary, and then taking away the Ashe was also necessary. They're seeing a big trade.
Yeah, this is exactly what Wukong wants to be doing in the early game. Getting in the face of Sion and making sure that he can't do anything. I mean, Sion wants to try and, you know, keep the top laners at arm's length, hit them with the big charged up Qs, but Wukong is really, with his W and his E, just one of those characters that's spectacular at getting inside, you know, Sion's comfort zone and really forcing him to make plays. Again, Jaina Proudmoore down in the bot lane, getting so many aggressive trades. Ashe in the early game is going to be so impactful with all those slows, so it's going to be really exciting to see how that develops, especially with the jungler pathing away from them. So, you know, the strength there might be nullified, but it really shows, you know, in the 2v2, what can they do? Because we're going to see, hopefully, as well, an interaction up here on the top scuttle, which, given that there's a flash down for one side, it will be interesting to see what Wibbly Deem's choice is. But you'll never know. In this early game, it's going to be, I feel like, it's all going to hinge on the technical execution of Ozinox versus Wibbly Deem in the jungle.
Yeah, and I mean, an unfortunate thing just happened for Sai. Even though the game was pushing bot side, they had 2 wards on the top side of the jungle, but they just expired before Wibbly even got there. So they probably know his timing, but they don't know his exact timing. As Oz is doing what he did last game, he's gonna skip Croaks, and he's gonna go down for the Scuttle Crab. But they're gonna spot him on a ward as well.
Yeah, they'll know he's there now. It'll be interesting to see, and it looks like, I think that's Wibbly Deem moving down. Not gonna look to obviously try and test it without his flash or a way to escape. Duke of Javin gave Veiler here in the bot lane. But the move down, so the question will be, is the double Scuttle going to come through, or is Wibbly Deem going to try and contest it? Walk through mid here. Looks like Ozinox will be here to the fight first. The damage goes down onto Bishan, but doesn't manage to amount anything of it. And oh my god, we could have an absolute fiesta going on here. Wibbly Deem fighting quite aggressively, but bots moving up. I believe they might have already started on this Scuttle, so it should be a double Scuttle over to the side of Psycho Sweet. And they don't manage to get it. It's going to be a smite fight. Ozinox getting stunned up here in the middle of the jungle. It looks like he's going to go down. Manages to flash over the wall. Mouth has to do the same too for the price of 0 in the bot or river. That's absolutely huge for the side of CFFC.
Yeah, and they're gonna get a Scuttle Crab, I do believe, from the side of that. So, unfortunate, really. Double flash, Mouth gets caught. Wibbly's still looking as well.
The aggressive
And it's
place here in the top side jungle.
The level difference is huge. Oh, I thought that was AP Kaiser for a second.
The terrifying sound of that hitting, and you're like, oh no, she's gonna jump on me. It's fine. She's level 3 and she's going AD. We'll be all right at the end of the day. But unrelenting pressure here from Wibbly Deem, just going into Ozinox saying, I know you've got no help. Your Gromp is mine, and this is exactly what you expect to see from MVP, if I'm correct. Just double check my stats and information there with the stats and information Lord Davis. That is, Wibbly Deem did end up getting MVP, correct?
Yes.
Yeah. MVP of regular season.
Yeah,
and I really like what he's doing here. He's keeping the pressure up in a matchup, like for the matchup that was not going to be positive for CFFC in the early game. Kaisa and Senna losing out on those trades, but now with the help of a jungler, they can do a lot more.
Jesus, he lost his flash level 1 and he's taken 3 flashes. Who annoyed that? Why is he so mad?
He's ready to win the UNL season. You know, he's sitting here thinking, we had to go for the reverse sweep last time. We had to pull it back from the jaws of defeat just to manage to get it. We're not having this again. They're going to go for the 3-on. I mean, look at that here. I mean, it's still incredibly early in this game, only 5 minutes, but that's an 11 CS gap, and Wibbly has so many camps still up and available to be taking. It's already sort of snowballing out of control here for Oznox. Going to have to make sure he can maintain a lot more of that early.
I believe Judgy Rock just has to blow his flash. He also blew his teleport. I don't know what happened in that mid lane. Maybe, I think Bishan just tinged 6, so I believe he had that Syndra, press R button, you're gonna die now.
Yeah, not respecting the amount of spheres that are out on the ground. Just gonna end up sending him back to base, and I believe he had to burn his teleport too. So that's going to be a lot of resources down, and the Ignite didn't even have to come out from Bishan to burn that. So next time they're going for a fight, especially if Judgy Rocks ends up overextending here in the mid lane, it's going to be absolutely disastrous for him. So have to see how the summoner spell difference, obviously Weebly Dean back up with the flash now. We'll have to see how they manage to capitalize off of it. Because we saw
he has a 2-level lead in the jungle as well, and he's just got his ult. And we saw like those trades onto Bishan and stuff, getting his flash, but he's following with the E. It can be very dangerous because if you blow the flash early, Dino will just nuke you.
Oh yeah, absolutely, take your head off without a doubt. And it'll be interesting to see. You know, we saw Sai burning the flashes early, and then they weren't quite able to punish it, and Wibbly Dean was able to claw it back in the game. Now let's see what can CFFC do. Can they effectively punish flashes? I mean, we're seeing 3 out of the 5 flashes down here for the side to side. Like, this is a big window of opportunity for CFFC if they're looking to make plays, and it might not even, you know, be actively punishing someone looking to go for a kill. It might just be getting a window to be able to take an objective or do something without any contention, because they know that they've not got flashes up. So it'll be really interesting to see. This is Ozanox deep in Wibbly's jungle, right? That's the red buff gone.
Yeah, he's stealing it. Bit of a heist.
Yeah, he finds the invade timing. The buff's spawning at about 7 minutes. He's there in time, and he gets some comeuppance for what happened earlier. You stole my Gromp and Wolves, I steal your red.
That's certainly one way to get back into the game.
Also going to go for this early Drake, but they're going to spell Wibbly here. And I mean, good rotation from CFFC. They are playing very well right now.
Oh, the Ignite going down onto Judgy Rocks in the mid lane, and that is going to be a kill. Instantly one-banged up. Whilst they are going to get the Drake on the other side of the map, their mid laner is going to go down. Cloud Drake from mid laner, 1 for 1 early on in this game.
Spain.
Without the S. Or
Yep.
With the S at the end. Yeah, this is a matchup that's just historically bad for Vigar, and we see exactly why. When Black Hole Mid at any point can just Kiwi on top of you and unload your entire burst, and you can't really stop it with the cage. Yeah, it's quite hard. Vigar has to opt for Merc Treads most of the time, and until then, he just has to accept that he's not going to be winning those trades.
I don't think he's really looking for the trade. I think that one was kind of unfortunate. He probably could have put his Event Horizon in a better spot. He kind of just stuck it and had Bishan just sitting in the middle. At that point, Bishan's just going to commit to the trade. But Bishan, every time we're panning over, he's not missing any of these Scout of the Weeks.
A lot of damage always being traded over, and I feel like that mid lane matchup really is one which requires Bishan to be constantly hitting these Scout of the Weeks. You know, if Vigar does have enough room to breathe, move about, and get those stacks up, he can become quite the monster in the mid lane. But, you know, when it comes to executing on this pick, I don't think there's anyone we can really be more confident in than Bishan. He's showed up for this whole season, not just on this pick, but everything he's been playing mid lane, from Vex to Syndra and everything else that's in his arsenal. And you can really trust him in this game. It seems like a rock for the side of Psycho but Sweet, where, you know, he might not always be having the incredible pop-off performances, though he definitely has had some, but he's always consistently at least even or ahead in this mid lane.
Yeah, he was doing well in the first game, now he's doing well in the second, but the real question for this game is, can Psycho but Sweet activate in the mid game, more so than we did in the mid game last time?
Oh.
Big trading in the mid lane.
ult's just getting blown constantly, and I like that move from Judgy. He put the Predator so he had a bit more movement speed. He still gets hit by everything, but he's not gonna die, and it keeps his allows MDip and Wibbly to get that Herald. And Wibbly can probably look mid here. They haven't been able to abuse these flash timings, and all the flashes are coming back up now. Wibbly just pestering Bichon in the mid lane again. Huge CS lead in the jungle as well.
Absolutely massive, and it's amazing the work that he's been able to do from a flash down in the early game, getting word off in an invade, up on vision score, up on objectives, even up on CS. Like, it's all coming up with the team right now, and it feels like, you know.
Oh, he's gonna find it.
Not no.
Woo!
He manages to get it anyway. What a play was! What was that? So he whiffed the R. Bishan walks back in. Gets hit by his abilities, gets E'd onto once, gets scattered back, and then gets jumped onto again. Am I right?
I think it was an auto attack that went through, because obviously if you let the auto animation off, it still follows you, even no matter where you flash to. Really unfortunate.
Once Black Hole Mid sees the Moonfall whiff, and I think the response should be, okay, the Diana is trying to kill me and she still has dash up. Maybe I should be walking away when I'm 300 HP. But feeling himself a little bit too much, perhaps. Diana has more than enough damage to kill you from that spot.
The ultimate coming out from MDib here in the top lane, but it's not going to be enough to even trade back, and it seems like it's a bit of a money man Flacco difference. Obviously, the farm coming in early, and this is just two big beefy boys smacking the hell out of each other. But you know, when it comes to ult trades like that, Money Man Flacco is able to stay around in the lane. Only going to be their advantage. Just, you know, on the top side, this is exactly what we're talking about, where his damage output just isn't high enough. However, a route down onto Jaina Pramore, some damage coming out from Duke of
Granny!
The ultimate coming through, but he does not manage to find it, and now they're going to be kiting it away. Jaina Pramore with the slows is not going to be enough, and the poke coming through in the roots from this Senna is absolutely massive in the bot lane. Wibbly Deem there to cover for any shenanigans that might go on. It's all coming up there for the CFSC bot lane, but in the meantime, using that knowledge, using that vision, Ozanox is once again in Wibbly Deem's jungle.
He's in the jungle, but they're probably going to look to dive this mid lane. Like, he's getting the farming, but if your team's just dying like this...
Immediately goes down. Enough damage onto Wibbly Deem to knock him low, but not to get the kill. Crowny's Comet goes flying into the top lane. Jesus Christ, that just passed my house. But what's going on here in the mid lane? Ozanox looking to try and pick up the kill, but with no E. He's just going to have to find out. That's just going to be an ultimate.
He should have E now.
Oh, the damage goes through. He flashes forwards. The auto goes over, and that is going to be a dead Wibbly Deem, a 1-for-1 trade in the mid lane.
Finally, Wibbly Deem, the menace is stopped, but 2v2 kill maybe.
More slows
Not
coming
quite.
down from Jaina Pramore. A lot of damage going across Mouth. Managing to knock them incredibly low. Picks chipping away at the enemy's health bar there, but doesn't quite manage to find it. It's been a game of inches in the bot lane. Both teams getting advantages. They've just not managed to find it.
Like you said, this game has been on a knife's edge. Like, everything is like just fractions and like millimeters off. Like, they're both going for it as well. You love to see it. I don't really know who's going to win this.
Yeah, now we see the Drake's evening up as well. It really is almost perfectly balanced, as all things should be, but something that is most certainly not perfectly balanced is that gold lead. 1.5k for CFFC in all the madness, in all that has been going on, in the 2-2 scoreline, almost even on objectives, completely even obviously on towers, having not had one go down yet. It's still managing to come out just through CS kills and opportune timings up for CFFC.
I think so most of that goal lead should be on Wibbly and Vigar or Judgy through the plates taken mid lane, because you see Judgy's managed to pick up his Ludens before Bishan's really completed one item. Obviously Bishan had to stop off and pick up a tier on the way, but Judgy's ahead in this matchup, and like obviously that's from Wibbly helping him out really. He got solo kill, but he's chilling now.
Yeah, I mean, that's what we were saying, that there is pressure on the Syndicate to be able to keep the advantage in the mid lane, but not going to be able to do that with a Moonfall on top of you. Another kill in the mid lane, and just as we were saying before, you know, there's a lot of pressure on Bishan to execute this matchup well, and it's not necessarily that he's been mis-executing the matchup, but Wibbly Deem has done an absolutely fantastic job of getting Judgy Rocks to the point where this matchup isn't too hard for the Veigar, and now hopefully this ball should get rolling, the event horizon should approach, and Judgy could be incredibly strong into this late game.
Syndra was supposed to be the big point, at least in this early to mid-game stage, but Wibbly managed to shut that down quite expertly, even diving Black Hole mid under his turret and also helping out bot lane in the meantime. And yeah, this early game looked a bit dodgy for CFFC, just going from draft, but they managed to keep it balanced, and now, you know, they even have a gold lead still. So, all good.
Sunder a complete hit for MDib as well. He should start winning out on these trades. We saw he had a bit of a he got his Sheen early, so he's winning on the trades, and then he like started losing them because like the items were kind of even with the Balmy Cinder coming through on the Scion. But now he's got Divine Sunder, he should just start pummeling away as Oz is coming from behind. Oh, Jesus Christ.
God, damage down onto Bishan, but it's not going to matter. It doesn't kill the result in the kill, and now it's going to be a kill going down into the bot lane. Another one.
Oh, Granny!
Things are happening all across the map right now, and the kill goes down over to Ozanox. That's going to be 2 for 1 in favor of Psycho, but Sweet. They do lose out in the mid lane. Unfortunately, we didn't have eyes on it. Bishan yet again getting camped by Wibbly Team, setting up a 10 in the mid lane, but they're going to manage to find 2 for 0 back in the bot lane, evening up and advantaging that trade.
Yeah, that's what Wibbly likes to do. He likes to set up camps in a lane. That's for sure. But most importantly for Psycho but Sweet, we finally see this bot lane being more of a presence inside of a game. And now Jaina Proudmoore on this Ash pick could be able to do more. But Moneyman Flacco in trouble. Goes back in.
They all back forward. The Moonfall pulls him back in.
Willie's taking turret. Willie's gonna die.
Aggressive play, but Weebly under tower for one
Flash,
too
flash.
long. Takes one too many tower shots.
Oh.
The flash, he keeps it up. He just doesn't want to survive there. Chooses to die there. Perhaps it's just
No, his flash, his flash was like a point off. It just came up literally as he died.
Oh, no way. Unfortunate scenario here, but it looks like they might get something back on top of it. MDib managing to dip, dodge, and weave outside of the attacks, but they're on the wrong side of this one. Ozanox looks like he's going to go down. Bishan hit low, but the damage is traded back, and now going down as well. 3 for 1 on the top side, once again in favor of Psy. It's coming back on the map. They're closing the gold lead, and they're bringing this game back into their control.
Revenge for Black Hole mid, but
the immediate arrow down into the bot lane. There's going to be a teleport coming out as well. Moneyman Flacco bringing it down past the 14-minute mark. He can intervene in bot lane now, and it's going to be yet another double kill. 2 for 0. Everything coming up. Jaina Proudmoore wins across the board. That's going to be an early game ace for the side of Psycho, but Sweet.
Yeah, that's huge for Psycho. Moneyman Flacco, I thought he kind of inted, but I think Bishan was already on the roam, so he just knew that he was coming. Like, if he dies, he dies. He's going to try forcing it out so the fight gets elongated. But he dies, obviously. Gets the tactical recall, the quicker reset. TP's bot. When have we heard a top laner TPing bot this season? It's unheard of. It's unheard of.
It's not something they do anymore. It's a relic of times gone by. Patches of
Jaina?
Jaina Proudmoore getting a little aggressive there, thinking he can take him down, and now they might have just traded it back. The flash goes out.
No!
Flacco, wait,
Granny,
he's
no!
on top of the ADC. Granny Spider wasn't paying attention, but the ultimate and the client's going to manage to get him out there, and he's going to survive yet again. It looks like it's going to be just a 3 for 0 traded back. Bit of over aggression for the side of Psycho but Sweet there is going to get them punished, and that's going to be the advantage back in favor of. I can't believe I'm even saying this. It's going to be the advantage back in favor of Psycho but Sweet, but just CFFC, but just as I do, the gold is evened up, but that's obviously going to be brought back by a dragon. Even after that int, though, the gold is now back to being roughly even. Obviously, we still got farm to be picked up, so we'll see what will happen. But, you know, it just shows, you know, with those shutdowns coming through, with the kills going over, see, for Psycho but Sweet really managed to get some damage down there, and the arrow is absolutely huge. Jaina Proudmoore does not miss. The damage is going to come out. The ultimate is going to get the Moonfall down, and he's going to burst Jaina Proudmoore. The flash goes out. They're chasing, but he tried to pull some cheeky shenanigans, but did not manage to get it. Bursting out someone on the other half. Wibbly Team managing to make the best of a bad scenario and trade 1 for 1.
That's almost a 3-iron Diana now. This guy is rolling ahead.
Wibbly perhaps reaching a little bit with that flash. I don't think you're getting away from that one as soon as you go in. But man, the damage on that Ashe. Shielder was already procced earlier, but yeah, man. Diana is a bit scary when she has items. Who knew?
There was, you know, that flash was not an attempt to escape. It was a symbol of something greater, an idea. And the Wibbly team going for these constant outplays over the course of the whole season, always taking plays that he knows are winning, has been a real symbol of his character. And I mean, just as I'm saying that, there's going to be another fight developing out into the top lane. Judgy Rocks trying to get the kill down onto support, but he's bitten off more than he can shoot. Oznox ulting over the wall, could find himself in a tricky position here, but it doesn't look like they're going to be able to get anything back out. But the ultimate coming through from Man Flanco means that he's going to be able to knock up Wibbly Dean. The Moonfall has not yet came out. He is sitting on top of it, waiting for the opportune moment, manages to get on top of Oznox, but I don't think he's going to be able to get that kill. He does not. Dead in the middle, and Crowley's comet goes flying by, not able to hit that one, but gonna zone them off anyway. Granny Spanner could find himself dead here. He is running into the arms of his teammates, but it does not look like they're going to be able to pick up the kill. So they get out, the Scout of the Week goes down, MDib manages to get himself out. The ultimate comes back, they're looking to turn this fight. It's non-stop action in this game. CFFC managed to try and get some damage down, but it does not result in anything. Plenty of kills, plenty of damage across the board, but it's just going to be 2 kills for Psycho but Sweet.
These teams are moving around the map, like, all holding hands and all just looking for, like, they're fighting over little things. Like, I think that was a fight over basically Blue Buff and Gromp, really. It was nothing much to it, but they're getting these small increments, small advantages, and they're just looking for that. Obviously, Wibbly going a bit too far. Granny holding his ult. I think he was looking for the big one into the backline, but not really forcing it. It's Judgy. He's still looking, man.
Feels like the story of these past few minutes has been just teams starting fights, but then kind of regretting it. You know, Psycho but Sweet overextending in the bot lane, then CFFC looking for something.
Oh,
that they
Jaina.
had no. Okay, Jaina Proudmore this time.
Get out the Moonfall, but that Moonfall is going to be up a lot quicker than that flash will be. Wibbly Dean managing to pick up and create pressure everywhere on the map.
But like I said, the movements around the map, it's like they're overextending, but the teams are kind of like moving to like collapse on someone without them. Like the vision control is insane. Like just before that fight, I was about to comment on how Psycho but Sweet had complete vision in the blue jungle. They could see it in the west quadrant, and they were like, "Oh, we know exactly where they are. Juji's gonna die here. They can't answer quick enough." And then like they're just holding the vision. As you can see there, complete vision in that river entrances. This trade is going crazy, but Oz is behind him.
Divine Sunder are doing work.
He's able to survive long enough. Moneyman Flacco, they could be able to trade back this kill. He's just going to keep trying to bait MDib in, but he was the one that was getting baited himself, going to be collapsed upon in his own lane. It doesn't look like he's going to be able to pick up a kill in the passive either. Ozonox caught in the middle of no man's land and not going to be able to take anything back, but the Scout of the Week is absolutely huge damage down on Tajuka Jamie, but he managed to survive it, and the trade back is not there. Bishan managing to get the ult over, but Summoners being burnt manages to keep him alive. Heal going down. Once again, it's just summoners for summoners. There has been a lot of kills this game. We're almost sitting at 1 a minute, but when there's not kills, there's summoners being burnt left, right, and center. Non-stop action.
And but you just question what the team's getting out of this. As you see, like CFFC, they're forcing these fights, but they're also getting objectives. They already had the mid tier 1 earlier. They've just got mid tier 2. Yes, they forced the fight quite heavily. Oz was behind them. If Oz stayed, they probably clean up, but he didn't really want to stay. Same time, Psycho but Sweet, they forced a top lane fight. They get top tier 1. They got top tier 2. They're looking to crack that mid tier 1 now because CFFC have complete access to their jungle.
Well, the ultimate going down. Jaina Proudmore does not have flash to get out of this one, but Wibbly Dean does not manage to pick up the kills. So he's Hourglass going to buy him some more time. Massive ultimate there from MDib, managing to get onto almost all the enemy team, but the kills don't yet go over. Wibbly Dean's going to end up going down. Oznox in the middle of 4 is also going to be short to follow. It's jungler for jungler trade, but there's no health on the side of Psycho but Sweet. They're running away with their tails between their legs, and this dragon should go down to CFFC, able to chase out their own jungle. They're going to be able to pick up the enemy blue buff and pick up the 3rd dragon for them, 1 step closer to Soul. And that was a brilliant fight there by CFFC, even though it was only 1 for 1. The damage that was traded across and the impact there that MDib had was absolutely huge.
Yeah, I would kind of put it down. They could have got more kills, but they kind of split the focus. And it's kind of unfortunate with, I think Jaina might should be dead here. Oh, no, still alive? No, Judgy!
Judgy's dead here.
Oh, Jaina? Oh,
almost manages to pick it up on the back half. Going to be another 2 for 0 for Psycho but Sweet. It feels like CFFC have gotten themselves a lot of advantages in this game, and it feels like they've always had, at the very least, a slight gold lead. But on the other hand, the CFFC just continue to keep throwing away kills for absolutely no reason in this game.
Yeah, again, we were talking about overextending. That is definitely criminal overextending right there.
Judgy was looking for the highlight play, but turns out it was it was Sai who did the highlight play. Oh, MDiv on the
Ultimate's
initiation.
going to come out, knock up to Bishan, managing to survive
Syndra.
because of a brilliant Lulu ult keeping him alive, and now they might be able to turn the fight around, but Whipple Team manages to get back onto one trade to kill back, but there's going to be no stopwatch to keep him alive. This time Moneyman Flacco very low, trying to get himself out the fight, does end up going down, but the damage coming out in the passive is obviously going to be huge, and that's 3-for-1 for Sai. They turn it back, Baron's up, they might even look towards it. They have the ADC, they are ready to take this. Waves are pushed out, and it looks like this is going to be Sai's Baron.
We've seen a Baron before, 3 members alive, and Judgy Rocks has killed all 3. Me and Davis witnessed it firsthand. I was a part of it. Can he do it again? I don't think he will, but he has his ult, and Mouth is pretty low.
The pings are coming down. They're looking towards it. They've got vision onto them here. There's going to be no Asher. There's an Asher to ult him up, and there it is. Just as we were saying there, the ult goes down, and they're going to turn immediately back onto it. No play for you this time, they say, as they simply ult him, stun him up, and deny any kind of comeback for there. But it is going to make them pull off the Baron. So, swings and roundabouts.
Yeah, because the next dragon, oh, actually, I was gonna say the dragon. I just saw Granny ping it. I thought dragon was quicker than it was. But I mean, the tempo, I should say. Obviously, Judgy dying, they turned and killed him. But Judgy dying stops the Baron. Like, the tempo is now gone. Wibbly's up on the map. It's too dangerous to fight it. Your health bars and you don't have abilities. If they come, you lose.
And now comes potentially a bit of a stalemate as teams try to set up priority on the map and get some vision back. But okay, maybe MDiv now. Oh, that's a very early TP for Stout. Judgy trying to save his top laner, but Psycho were just looking to scare CFFC a little bit.
Yeah, I think what CFFC are trying to do it. They're just playing. They're playing for this. They're playing for the soul. They're gonna move in and get vision, and then look to soul. I don't think they want to fight Baron, even though their Baron speed is very quick. They have a Diana and a double ADC. They have Diana. They have Veigar and Kaiser, who just nuke Barons. But I don't think they want to start it. Yeah, because Ashe always has E, so Ashe can always give vision on it, so they can always see it. So if you're trying to sneak a Baron, you have to have complete knowledge. And they probably just want to slow the game down just a tiny bit. Judgy's almost at his death cap as well.
Yeah, I feel like a slower paced game is always going to benefit
400
the
gold.
side of CFFC here. But just because of the nature of the two compositions, because, you know, every second that goes by, the Syndra is getting a little bit weaker. Just as I say that, big damage going over, going to force the flash out, Juka jamming, the move fall coming down, but only finds one as Wibbly Demon is going to get deleted on the other side of the map. The Oznox stopwatch keeping him alive for just a little bit longer. The ultimate coming down from MDiv, going to be able to knock him up, but not going to be able to find the kill. The ultimate forward from Gary Spanner is going to find his own life, traded back 2-for-1 once, and that's going to be another kill going over. MDiv warning away, and he just manages to get himself out. Oh my god, a very close fight there, but either way, CFFC sent running, and the kill's going down, and the tower's going down over to the side of Psycho. The question is, can they get anything more of it? Dragon coming up in 40 seconds. I feel like that's going to be the objective they're playing for. Need to get some more on the board, because with Soul coming up soon, they really need to start getting these drakes. If they don't, I feel like Hex XL is absolutely huge for the side of CFFC.
Yeah, the problem with that fight right there is Wibbly's trying to dive in the backline, but Oz is doing exactly the same, and Oz is going to survive a lot longer and dish out the same amount of damage that Wibbly can do in the backline. MDiv can't really follow up because he's in two minds of, do I need to peel my ADC or do I need to run forward? And that's the issue with these fights, is that Wibbly wants to dive, Wukong wants to dive, but the other three don't. They want to. Kaiser can dive, but if she dives, she's dead.
Yeah, just some team fight miscommunications here, and if ever there is a team fight for, hey, I don't know, Davis to commentate in some Polish, this might be the one. This could be the
Polska
game-winning
go
dragon
Let's go.
fight.
Let's go,
Polska
Davis.
go Rom.
Let's go, Davis. They're not even going to fight. Unless... go!
Oh. Wibbly Team is you, yeah.
Yep.
Wait.
It's in Polish, not Swedish. What the hell's going on?
Oh! Granny!
Keep it going, Davis.
Like, go.
It's fine. It's fine. Screw you, Hikes. Davis, you've done your one time. No more.
All that is needed. It's fine. No one else speaks Polish anyway. No one will be able to understand you. It's fine. It's, as far as anyone knows, it's Polish. We're good. The 4-for-3 trade ultimately at the end of the game there, and the soul there coming across for CFFC. So even though they do end up trading a few kills back, that's going to be a massive soul for them in this game, even managing to get a turret for their half. So now that that soul goes down, how do you guys think that's influenced the state of this game? Because I think it's absolutely huge.
Well, that fight was huge in general. Like, they started the Drake because obviously they have the tempo advantage. The Psycho Suite recall 30 seconds before Drake. They're not going to get to Drake on time. Wibbly knows that. And CFFC know that. They're just going to run in. They nuke the Drake. Like I said, they can nuke Barons. They can do the same to Drakes. They have an insane Drake speed. And then they get the Drake, and then they force the fight, and they start cleaning up, and then Granny just gets absolutely one-shot. I think it was from I want to say 70% health. It just looked like he just got banged. But yeah, I mean, these fights are going to play out a lot different now, because obviously the static shift kind of passive from the Hextech Drake is going to be hell for the side of Psycho Pursuit.
Oh, Granny Spanner might be caught out here. Has to burn his flash, and Ozlock's going to keep going forward. Then the cleanse. The last cone. That's not going to save you. The unstoppable onslaught there from Moneyman Flacco. Going to take him down onto Judgy Rocks, burning yet another flash over that wall. They're not going to continue chasing that one. 2 flashes and a kill to the side of Psycho but Sweet. That's going to be an immediate call on the Baron. But Wibbly Deem, this isn't a rage split. This is a successful split push getting a tower. Now the question is he going to peel back off of this to go try and get on the Baron, or is he just going to keep it going? He's staying on his top wave. Judgy Rocks getting hit up. The stopwatch going to keep him alive for just that little bit longer, but Black Omen is going to be able to pick up the kill, and the Baron goes down. They have to try and stop ports here if they want a Wibbly team to be able to get any more. The inhibitor going down. Scion backing in the back of the pit and manages to take the Hextech gate out. They don't get the Baron, but they do get two turrets and an inhibitor, and by the looks of things, a kill onto Bishan. No. Stopwatch burnt. Mozo is coming. Windfall, but the kill is there. Ozanox trying to find his way onto the map, but it looks like they're just going to get their way out. All in all, sort of interesting trade across the board there. The gold advantage is going to stay in favor of CFFC still, despite everything that's going on, but we'll have to see what they can do with the Baron power play on the side of Psycho the Sweet.
Yeah, I don't really know what happened in that what Wibbly was doing at the start. I assume Granny walked forward because he saw Wibbly in the top side, and then yeah, that happened.
Yeah, you're starting to see how much Syndra can get done versus a short-range front line like this, where they just trying to initiate on top of you, whatever the cost, and then also the Syndra versus a Vygar lopsided matchup. The Syndra is doing a lot of work this game.
Damage coming out, but it's just going to be tanks trading versus tanks. But with Conqueror falling off, Ozanox can go forward here.
Spain.
And this is going to be Ozanox in no man's land here.
No!
Very interesting flash, to say the least. He's going to go down, damage down onto Malf. He's going to flash over the wall, but that is a big lot of damage. You're not able to run from that. It will follow you, in this case, to your grave. This Vygar is now online. 322 stacks of phenomenal evil. Absolutely huge in this game. Managed to survive the Syndra lane with a little bit of help from the wibbliest of teams, and he's going to be doing massive damage here now as we get into the late game. Psycho but Sweet, they do feel on the back foot despite the fact that they're up kills. This soul is just making absolute havoc for them and the enemy team, and it's just going to be a case of pushing in waves, even into this Baron buff. It looks like they just don't care about it. They're able to shove waves out, use their pressure to get kills, and I mean, also might have misstepped. But Wibbly Deem is misstepping more, and this could be his team going down. Moneyman Flacco walking forward, charging into the enemy team, and is going to be able to trade back 2 for 1 there. So Ozanox might have made a wee mistake, but CFFC make one mistake bigger. It's not a game of successes, it's a game of failures here, and who fails the least?
Judgy, get out! You're on the wall, man! Get out! Judgy, no!
He's running, Mouth's there, Moneyman Flacco's there. Can't they chase him down? There's no unstoppable onslaught here. It looks like he's just going to be out, and I mean, unfortunate there as we see Psycho but Sweet pushing down the mid lane.
Someone needs to answer that top wave. Someone needs to answer that top wave. There's 3 super minions coming in right now. Like, Wibbly getting that inhib is huge, and then they can force that into the second inhib mid so the Baron does not matter. Like, no one's going to answer it.
And
MDiv has TP.
both of them have TP.
And
we have
Elder
Judgy Rock.
spawning. Elder is spawning as well.
Elder spawning 2 TPs up. This could just be a game-ending call from CFFC if they see it. Sion has gone back to meet it, but I feel like his wave clear is not very good as Jaina Proudmoore lands the ultimate down, but gets
Granny Spanner!
Then
No!
Bishan almost going down in the mid lane. Zonia's up in the middle of the enemy team. You feel like he's going to be going down as well. And with that
MDiv
kill
mid.
going over, it has to be the game for CFFC. They're charging it down mid now. 2 dead on the side of Sai. Only 3 left to defend with absolutely no
Oz has a huge
wave clear
flank.
on their side. Oz is looking for the biggest flank of his life, but Wibbly Dean almost going to catch him out.
Oh!
Damage goes down onto Juku down into immediate cleanse coming out. Manages to pick up 1 kill, going to stopwatch to buy his team some time, but it's not going to be enough for marching down the flash roar from MDiv. No ultimate to come through, just some interesting damage there going through, and with the waves coming in, this should be CFFC's game. It's been a game of mistakes, a game of missteps, but at the end of the day, no matter how messy it was, it's a victory for CFFC as they take down the enemy's Nexus and take the series to 2-0.
Holy
Such a close
crap.
battle. Black Hole Mid kept it together for the team for the longest time. We saw that, whenever CFFC tried to make that next move, he was there to capitalize on that. But something's had to give at the end of the day for Psycho But Sweet. Just too many objectives were given up over the course of this game, and also with Diana from Wibbly Dean.
Jungle in the finals of UNL season.
Also, Ozanox on Viego, we're just completely missing this. He pops off on this champ hard. This is a wild draft, actually. I don't know which way this goes.
The question is, though, can he pop off and not only into Wibbly Dean, but into Wibbly Dean with I would argue, one of the worst counter matchups in the game. It'd be interesting to get the opinion of any of the jungle aficionados, the playoff junglers from this season, to see what they think. But I would assume this matchup is absolutely miserable for Viego. Obviously, there's outplay factors for basically everyone on the side of Psycho But Sweet. Darius getting them stacks up, Viego with his ultimate, and Samira and Nautilus with their sheer fighting prowess. But I feel like that's going to get harder and harder as this game goes on. I mean, Rammus, Karma, Garen, how do you ever kill that with their comp?
You just kill it.
That kit. Other than that, I'm not seeing any other particularly interesting summoner choices. We've got the double exhaust ignite down in the bot lane, both aware that fighting is going to be the name of the game, as we see yet another invade attempt coming out from Psycho But Sweet, but it's going to get immediately wiped out in this ward.
A good ward, a very good ward, a very early ward. You see Granny backs all the way up. I have no idea they're still on this ward. If they commit to the invade, like they're gonna, they're gonna commit now. And your side, CFFC, you just back it up, ward it out, back it up, like Wibbly take the top side.
And they'll use it to get deep vision here, but it doesn't look like Wibbly's gonna go and take the enemy red buff. However, as I say that, he's walking back in. It'll just be interesting to see how Psycho But Sweet take it, whether or not Moneyman Flacco is gonna dip a ward by on his way back to top lane. Maybe get some vision down onto Wibbly, see what he's doing. It looks like, yeah, he's gonna go for it.
Now the important thing is Darius going to check this area? Wibbly's sneaky. He's trying to evade vision. Look at what he's doing. He's gonna blast one over the wall, and he's going to start Raptors. They see him now, but Darius is just going back to lane. This is interesting, how Wibbly's trying to evade vision.
He's going to be a bit delayed on his clear, but I think that's completely fine. Also, I do like that movement from Judgy standing on the top side of the wave. So in case they try to force anything, he can just be the first to answer. But Oz is going to look for the invade as well. He's going to take the blue Gromp and go straight in. He probably could be ahead of Wibbly here on the clear.
Rammus
Yeah,
not exactly
if he takes red buff. If he takes red buff here from Rammus, that could be huge for ramifications of his, like, the first 5 or 6 minutes. Rammus without red buff, it's going to be that much harder for him to get kills.
The Rammus ramifications could definitely come in to have an impact in this game. He's sort of teetering around it, but it looks like we can see here now, walking all the way around, not going to be spotted out on any vision. This is going to be a lot of camps taken away here from Wibbly. I wonder whether or not they're maybe aware of this. Or
I
thinking this could be a
I
possibility.
don't think they're aware, because obviously they had a ward on the red buff, but I don't know if Oz knew that was there. So he like walked back around and walked through. I don't think they have any idea that he's just done this.
Yeah, well, if he shows bot side for this gank, they might have an idea, but not being on vision in that bush means that it might remain a secret for just that little bit longer. And yeah, we got Wibbly walking down here. He's gonna walk into an empty jungle.
This is really good movement from Oz, and actually just good vision control on the side of, well, kind of good vision control on the side of Cycle. See, they had the wards down. They knew where Wibbly was, and Wibbly's gonna fight him here. He's gonna not have mid pro and bot pro. He's gonna have to flash. Oz?
Oh, but the flash goes forward, the root goes down, and oh my god, that's first blood for Ozanox right here. The Q going forward, but he's going to use it to run away instead. Flashes over the wall, plays in this game, and Ozanox saying, no, I'm not having none of this Rammus shenanigans. I'm going to punish you in the early game for your weaker champ. Is doing exactly that. Well played there from the side of Psycho, but sweet.
Yeah, Wibbly didn't have mid pro or bot pro. I don't think you can really check that. He's going really far in. As the hook goes down. Ignite's down as well. Jaina could die here.
Ignite's over, has to flash his way back out. Wibbly Deem on this side of the map. If they overstay, this could be disastrous. The side of a Psycho, but sweet. A hook does land on the top side in the meantime, but it looks like they're just going to back off in the bot lane and not have anything come of that. And I mean, Ozanox, yet again in Wibbly's jungle, scouting it out. He may not have vision to be putting down. He may not have camps to take. But ultimately, the amount of information that they've got here after Wibbly's whereabouts because of the information that they gained in the early game and that fundamental kill is going to keep them so ahead in this game. They do have Judgy does have vision here, so he's going to manage to get himself out. But
also,
I feel like
the first blood going over to Black Hole mid is huge, because obviously it gets his stacks towards his passive going up, so he can get his E-evolve earlier, which means he can just get lane prio completely free against his Echo, who definitely cannot match the wave clear of the Victor.
yeah, and I mean Echo wants to try and be punishing this Victor in the early game a little bit, you know, with the aggressive trades going forward, the corrupting pot as well. So that's going to throw yet another spanner into the works of Judgy Rocks' mid lane. We'll have to see how they come and adapt to it, because I mean, if anyone in this game can adapt, learn, and move based on what's happened in the early game jungle, it is Wibbly Demon. We saw last game, even though he did find himself regularly going down, they ended up winning the game and often winning the fights, even where he did die. So I fully trust in his capability to try and get his way back into this game, and it'll be really interesting to see how he manages to do so.
It is a little bit rough for him this time though, because Rammus does not have like the insane clear speed that other junglers have. And he also has to juggle that with trying to look for ganks, because like he's not really like the most insane scaler in the game, but he at the same time he also can't really fall behind, because Rammus without items is like, what are you gonna do if you jump in? You're probably just going to die immediately. So any move that he makes next has to be well thought out.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those tricky things where I feel like, you know, we were talking there about Rammus scaling. I feel like he can sometimes scale into the late game into the right composition, because I mean, if we're looking at the side of Psycho but Sweet here, you can pretty much just stack armor, and I mean, if Bishan manages to go down in the fight, they have no AP source. The Victor's going to be the only one here, so it'll be interesting to see what the building, the itemization choices here, and how effective this Rammus pick is.
Smirno
See
flash.
it coming in for a bot lane. The hook down onto Wibbly, and the flash to try and get over. The W does not block the damage, but Ozanox is here on the back half, and now it's BFFC running their way, but they do not manage to get the root.
Oh!
Stun.
Solo ball!
Mid Bishan. The ignite goes down, and the solo bolo kill in the mid lane there for Judgy Rocks. This is exactly what this pick wants to be doing, and it doesn't matter about that early first blood. He's still going to manage to execute on it really well. Incredibly well played there from Judgy Rocks.
Yep. Melee assassin player finally comes out to play. The Aurelia was fine in the first game, but now we finally see a matchup where he can consistently score solo kills, and Judgy Rocks passes the skill check. This is exactly what you want to see from CFFC's mid laner in the early game.
Yeah, and I mean, obviously the first blood was given over to the Victor, so obviously he was slightly behind there But getting that kill puts him right back into this lane and obviously puts him a bit further ahead. He also has a farm lead on the Victors also. I believe Bishan lost a lot of minions due to that. As Wibbly just sneaking in this bot side. I think he's just letting them crash this, obviously. Oz is actually moving top side.
Yeah, just making sure that his bot lane can get that successful crash off. It'll be interesting to see how the fights are going to be going as we get sort of into the mid game, when we can maybe see more, 3v3s, 4v4s, and upwards around these objectives. Because obviously, if Samira manages to get in and amongst the enemy team and get all those big ultimates off, then she's going to be able to do massive damage. But the Rammus is purpose-built, designed to make sure that she can't do that. And one of the interesting things as well was in the pregame lobby, just as Judgy Rock seems to be setting up for a dive here. They've no ultimate, but that's the W down. That could be huge. The minion wave here coming. Wibbly Deem on the other side. They're going to start the recall. They're going back.
Oh, a bit too early.
The damage comes across. Malf is incredibly low, and I feel like they can still force this tower dive. Judgy Rock's in between two towers, and he does not care. He's going to be onto the ADC whilst his rest of the team takes down the support. Massive advantage there for them in the bot lane, crashing that wave, denying all this XP from Jaina Proudmore. Beautifully executed tower dive there, the side of CFFC.
But it's what do they lose on the other side? What can the Psycho Suite answer back with? And they're gonna force this mid tower. Are they gonna? I don't think they're gonna get it, but they're gonna get a lot of gold, a lot of plates on.
Yeah, I mean that's all 4 plates, right? And that's going over to a combination of a Viego and a Victor. However, the Ghost Pop's going to have to run away from Duke of Jam in here. Quite a scary player. The slow going down. Massive damage here early. And Judgy goes fully in. Has to flash over the Q Oznox to survive. And they're going to manage to make their way out. The slow trades back. But now it's Psychopus Suite on the offensive. The root goes down onto Wibbly Deem. He's managing to take it up with the hook. Brings him back in. The apprehension is not enough. And he manages to leap his way out of that one. And it's going to be a 1-for-0 trade there in favor of CFFC yet again.
That could have gone so badly for CFFC if they weren't careful. But Judgy finding the pick onto Mouth. Oh my god, this man is... He's here to play this game.
Yeah, no hesitation on that play. And also perfect support from Duke of Jamming. And also Wibbly Deem doing some, doing some baiting on the latter half of that fight. Yeah, he was
there.
Some moral support, but also some acting as a meat shield for a few seconds there. So sometimes that's just what you have to do as Rammus, just block things with your body, I guess.
Hey, look, it's not the it's not the pop off Lilia Viego get your way in, make big flashy plays. It's not quite that, but at the end of the day, if it's what wins your team the game, if the Rammus, the big meat shield, as you say, if it's what's required, then Wibbly Deem is more than happy to play it, and playing it quite well so far. Despite his early deficit, feel like he's managed to find his way nicely back into this game. Still down 10 CS, and it is worth reminding, but with his cams up, he should be able to close that gap a little more.
But one thing I want to point out is that obviously Judgy, throughout the regular season, he was known to like the Vega, the Malzahar, like after being like a Katarina Yone lover, like high skill champ skill champ kind of skill floor. I don't know the word. Anyway, like skill ceiling like champions, and then like moving down to Vigar and Malzahar. There's still skill there, but not as like high intense. But then for him to come back onto like Aurelia the first game looked okay, not the best, but looked okay. Vigar second game played pretty well, and then the Echo looking really good. Like he's still got it in him. Like his champ pool is insane.
Oh, the hook misses from Malf, and now the chase down is going to be coming down into the bot side. The damage goes over to Wibbly Deem, but he's tanking up so much, denying so much from the side of them, and they just can't damage him. Are you sure you're not playing the Soraka for the enemy team here, Oznox? Because you're healing Wibbly Deem up. The kill goes over to Granny Spanner. That's going to be absolutely huge. 2-0 in the bot lane. This Jinx is going to be giga as we get into these fights, and that's going to be the Drake as well for the side of CSFC, peeling back the one that they lost in the first instance. And I mean, that really, I feel like there was the best example of the power of Rammus. What could they even do to him there?
Well, he's just too tanky. Viego's hitting him with that sword of his, but I think Viego's sword just broke on that shell, man. That was no damage.
But I think the problem there is if Malf hits the hook, I think they can probably find a pick. Because he misses the hook, they lose that like instant CC. And so like there's nothing to follow up with. So Samira can't really follow up on anything. He can't really find a good ult. It's Judgy.
Oh my god! damage down. Black hole mid. Bishan, the one, the only, says no to that play. You think you're assassinating me? You are doing no such thing. Massive burst damage and manages to pick up a kill in the mid lane. Beautifully played.
Just as like I came to my mind when Judgy locked in Echo. I remember watching some of the highlights last night of like CFFC, and Judgy played Echo earlier in the season, and I believe there's a game Perry casted, and the whole time Judgy was not pressing R, and Perry says, "Oh, does he have lag? What's happening?" And I just remember, oh, they're just gonna fight, I think.
Yeah, Wibbledine making his way back into the bot lane, trying to shut Jaina Primore down with the exhaust over. That's going to be no healing coming out from that ultimate. And now the chase down's going to go onto Malphite as well. The damage coming out. Jinx excited as ever.
Oh.
And the rocket goes wide. Doesn't manage to pick up the second kill there. But regardless of 1-0 trade into the bot lane, a miserable game here for Jaina Primore. What can you do into this CFFC draft?
Just doesn't have the items, doesn't have the, like, it doesn't have the items yet.
Oh, but the ghost coming down in the bot lane here. Moneyman Flacco forcing out MDiv's flash. The ultimate comes down for the damage. The trade back, and it's not going to be enough. That's a solo bolo in the top lane from Psycho but Sweet's top laner, Moneyman Flacco. Well played there, good sir.
Yep, Jaina Proudmoore may be the primary carry most of the time, but they still have Moneyman Flacco on his Darius. And this could be the key to getting back into this game, with the Victor scaling on one hand and the Darius having that top lane lead on the other.
And I like how there, I think something worth noting that's quite funny, is that Judgy Rocks there, after going for that burst combo on Bishan, immediately ults back out. Yeah. He's not taking that risk for the second time in a row. He's like, I've made that mistake once, it's not happening again.
Yeah, I mean, obviously that's going to be an old cooldown, but you see the items are slowly coming through here. 2 Divine Thunder is on the side of Psycho Sweet. The Leandris is down also. I believe Bishan had the Leandris last time against Judgy. As Judgy's got some weird, a bit...
Oh, Jaina. Just stand still. What's he going to be able to do there? He sees Wibbledine coming at him, zooming away, and I mean... I feel like that's a symbol of mental destruction.
Mental is gone.
Oh, I think
that's what
was?
That's what scientists call the mental boom. That's what just happened to Jaina Proudmoore.
Damage coming out onto MDiv. He is no mythic. Ultinox is. So it looks like they're going to try and keep the pressure up on the hill with more people on the top side of the map. Bishan's flash burned. The ghost popped. So they don't manage to get anything. The flash forward. Judgy manages to pick up the kill. The damage going down. But Moneyman Flacco is going to try and trade it back. Gets stunned up by the Echo. Flash forward. The ultimate does not pick up the kill. And that one is going to hurt. He does manage to get it on the back half. But now the stacks are up. Hang on. This is a big Darius walking towards you. 2 flashes burned to get out there.
Plastic.
And he's going to go down anyway. Massive play from Moneyman Flacco here. If anything can save them in this game, it's this chunky Darius.
That was incredible.
Jaina Proudmoore feeling the hurt in the bot lane from these excessive ganks, but man, Moneyman Flacco, he does not want this series to end just yet. And also, Black Hole Mid picking the kill, picking up the kill on the last part of that fight is also very important. They will rely on the Victor more than ever with these 3 physical damage dealers, and Nautilus basically just being more of a CC bot than a damage dealer. They really need the Victor to be in a good spot, and Black Hole Mid is slowly ramping up.
Yeah, looking at that fight, like, it was a really weird start, because MDiv didn't have an ult. If he had an ult, he was going to threaten the kill on Oz, but I think Oz knew no ult. Cool, we can chill out and not fight this. And then they blow the Black Hole Mid's flash and go. It's just like, okay, cool, they just got a lot of good trades. Judgy steals it. And then, like, it's just Moneyman Flacco diff at that point.
Managed to get a lot of kills here. 450 gold shutdown on him. So he is going to have to be careful with it. The question then becomes, how well is he able to use his fed nature, the mythic up here to, I mean, the enemy team really not having anything of that nature, nothing as big as the Divine Thunder are coming through as they get the priority onto the Drake. They're playing for vision control, but meanwhile the tower is going down in the mid lane. Bishan is able to trade some damage back, but it's not ultimately going to be enough to poke. Trying to be thrown out, but it's all just playing footsies around this dragon. The hook goes forward, the mouth calling the fight. Ozanox manages to get onto one. The ultimate does go down, but he doesn't manage to get the reset. He does not manage to survive, but Bishan maybe enough, but massive damage coming through for Ozanox.
Flacco!
Massive ultimate there, and then the plays managing to pick it up. 4 for 3 in the side of PSY with a massive ult play from Money Man Flacco. I just said he needs to use his advantage to bring his team back in, to gain his team advantages, and he did just that.
Yeah, I was just thinking that play. Wibbly's teams, or every team Wibbly's on, will push mid before Drake. So they're getting the mid prio. But the whole time I'm like, wait, Psycho was sweet. They really want to get that mid tower as well. And you can see they just want to force the fight. They do not want to flip this Drake. Oh, Jaina.
Oh, no.
Oh, the flash
like
away,
this.
but Wibbly Team's going to flash to chase. Tries to E out, but ends up Eing back into the ultimate. The flash forward from Mouth does mean that it should get traded back. And the kill going over to Black Hole mid. That's another one where you got to pat your ADC on the back, go, it's okay, buddy. I know you don't want to be dying there, but ultimately it's good for the team. And just hope that the mental doesn't get too destroyed and they can recognize the fact that putting yet another kill on this absolutely huge Victor is always going to be incredibly valuable. But it looks like they have more people on the bot side of the map here. Sign might be slightly overextended.
Flacco's
Dragon
here.
is going to reset.
Flacco almost has ult.
And Flacco is in. Mouth hooks down onto the Drake. Ozanox gonna try and actually get a reset this fight, hopefully play up. But the first coming through is absolutely huge, and Judgy Rocks manages to ult out yet again. No reset coming through, but Ozanox manages to get that one, and now with it going down, that's going to be a double kill in his name, and that should be the Dragon. But Judgy Rocks, he's putting the shield down. He looks to go over the wall and get it. The stun comes over, the damage goes down onto Moneyman Flacco, but he does not get the kill. Beautifully played there by Sai. Moneyman Flacco managing to keep his team in this game from what was quite a dire position, but Ozanox might be trying to throw that lead away, manages to get himself out. 3 for 0, plus the Drake. Massive play for Sai.
Yeah, that entire time, Granny Spanner was just awkwardly walking around the outskirts of a dragon pit trying to position himself, but he was constantly outside of auto attack range. I wonder how the fight would go if he actually was with his team from the beginning.
The problem is he doesn't have the front line to really walk forward, and he's got a big Darius and a Viego running at him. It's spooky. But yeah, I mean, he also uses ult pretty early. If you use it later, I think they probably pick up one or two more kills.
Managing to get it over, and I mean, I feel like this is a different flavor that we're seeing now from Psycho but Sweet. Beforehand, you know, we had Jaina Proudmore trying to make the aggressive plays, trying to get the wins there early in the bot lane, and they didn't end up working out. This time here, even though they did pick the Samira and Nautilus, and it has been shut down somewhat by Wibbly Team, it feels like the top lane, Moneyman, Flacco, and Ozanox, that really came on into their own here. And Bishan, I mean, we can't forget him. He's been a performer for Sai in all 3 games so far. This game, especially, arguably even the most, he has been absolutely huge on the board, and it could be the top side of the map that manages to carry Sai over the line into their first game in this grand final.
Yeah, but the problem with the previous games, Wibbly wasn't really focusing bot that heavily. He wasn't looking to shut down the bot lane. He was looking to shut down mid lane and probably top lane as well. This game he went to shut down bot. Yeah, they shut it down, but Flacco and Black Hole Mid have just got like free advantages all over. Like it's not been the best. Like it's okay focus. Like it's understandable, but at the same time it's like, yeah, it hasn't gone well. And now they need to find their way back into this. And I think if they just slow it down a tiny bit and allow Granny Spanner to get the 3 items, I think there's a way they kill this Darius.
The question is, can they slow down the pace of the game enough? Wibbly Team ends up picking the wrong direction there. It doesn't manage to get the pickup. With the shutdowns here as well, I feel like the second a fight swings out of favor for Sai, they could find themselves going down quite quickly. The shield coming down, Wibbly Team walking forward, the hook coming out from Mouth doesn't manage to pick him up. And it's a lot of footsies here in the mid lane. Baron is alive, but Dragon isn't. So if this play does go one side, the question is, can that team convert into Baron? But it looks like they're all just going to peel away. MDeb might be caught out here. He does, however, have the good old double blast cones to get himself flying up in the jungle there. Back to safety. So, I mean, the question is here.
They're on Baron.
See them, Ozanox, having moved down there, gave away a bit too much information to the enemy team.
Do they know?
The damage here.
They don't know. They're scared.
Mouth walking in. He's
going
gonna
to
get
check
spotted
now,
out.
but it's...
They're checking. It's down to 3k health. The teleport's coming out. Mouth.
No, it's 2k. You can't peel off. Oh.
But MDib He gets his way in and has to make his way back out. Mouth hooks onto the terrain. The ulti goes down. Damage going over. And the ultimate forced out from doesn't manage to quite get the play. And he gets shut down yet again without
Jaina!
But now Jaina Proudmoore is alive. And in the end, middle of the enemy team, you might have shut him down in laning phase. But this Samira got in that fight and got the kills that they needed. You cannot go for that Baron with Sai around.
Finally, the right engage comes around. CFFC spot a moment, Psycho but Sweet spot a moment of weakness. The TP comes in an awkward position where CFFC just want to disengage from the fight, caught between two decisions. They don't really make one of them 100%. And that's where Psycho but Sweet find a very important win inside of this fight. It won't result in a Baron, but it is a very important step in the right direction.
Yeah, and it's all on that vision control from the side of Psycho but Sweet, like I've been saying all game, or all series. Like, you can see the vision now on their tops, on the Baron side. They're completely fine to walk into this Drake pit and not worry. This ward's literally everywhere on the map and around the river. Like, there's no way a player from CFSC can walk through the river and not be spotted.
And I feel like, I mean, obviously I can't comment on game one, but this is the first time, at least that I've seen Psycho but Sweet leading with a pretty significant gold lead. 3k here coming into Dragon Soul, or getting the third Drake here for their side. Swibbly team might get caught out here. The mouth hook does land down onto him, and no matter how tanky he is going to get bursted out. He's going to be incredibly low health. Question is, can they chase the kill down? The W goes forward, but now MDiv might be out. Greek without a paddle. The ulti goes down, but it's not going to be enough to land the kill. Mouth going forward yet again, and now Samira. He's back up. The damage going down. Duke of Jamming manages to find his way out, and they're big in this game. This should be their dragon. 3 dragons up to 1. Judgy Rocks is split pushing in the side lane here, so he will trade something back, but this is going to be quite a threatening position here for CFFC. If they do not manage to properly contest the next Drake, that is going to be soul for the side of Psycho but Sweet. Beautifully played early to mid transition here, and as we get into this late game, they've got to be careful with these shutdowns, careful with these fights, but ultimately use their lead to fully win these fights and keep Jaina alive, get the big ults off, let Bishan wreak havoc on the enemy team, and get the big apprehends on the side of Moneymouth Flacco. Will be so interesting to see how the rest of this game plays out.
But I don't really know what Wibbly is doing there. Like, he's running forward into, like, they have vision on them, but, like, you can clearly see there's 3 members. Like, you're not really going to win any forced fight. Juchi doesn't have TP, he can't answer. It's not really the best look. I think it's a bit of overconfidence, and I don't know where it's coming from. You are behind in this game.
The question is the composition difference enough to get out the flash forward, but the slow going down means that it's just going to be a flash for flash trade in the top lane. Have to feel like that's a little bit more worth for them, but Granny Spanner walking up here might have been off more than he could chew, but manages to get himself out and keep himself alive. This game, I feel like trading the Rammus flash there for the mid flash is a lot more valuable, but speaking of trading flashes, Wibbly might needed to have used his to get himself out here. The ultimate does go over the wall. He does go into the Powerball, but he's running away from an ultimate that's going to chase him down, but he manages to make it out. But now it's MDiv that's on the wrong end of the side train, and he's going to find himself dead and going down. No top laner and a jungler with no health. The pings come down onto the Baron for Sai.
Yeah, and it's MDiv being caught again, like trying to answer the play that's being made. He's trying to come over to bail his team out again. He's the one keeps getting caught from his team making missteps.
And this is the turning point of the series, potentially. Psycho but Sweet pick up that Baron, finally. At 26 minutes of the game, CFFC reply with a mid lane turret. But, man, it's been a long and hard road for Psycho but Sweet, but finally, this is a point where they can start feeling comfortable about the state of the game, and they can move forward with, you know, a victor that is just obscenely fed. And, yeah, that's their late game insurance. They finally found success in proactive play.
I mean, this game is 100% at this point their game to lose, with the advantages that they have across the board here. It's just correct macro play, playing towards timers, this 2-minute 22 on the Drake. Not keep peeling for your ADC, keep Bishan alive and in there. The QSS, interestingly enough, they're coming down for Moneyman Flacco. I think he just wants to make sure that if he gets taunted up by Wibbly Dean, he's able to get out and still have a huge amount of impact.
It's a smart
across
choice.
the fight.
It's a smart choice because it can just keep his combo going. So it basically makes him like a target that Wibbly doesn't want to pick or can really peel for.
I mean, the question then, I suppose, becomes, you know, would he be taking that pick anyway? I feel like Darius might.
Oh
be
yeah,
a
of
thing
course.
to go for.
I mean, it's like one of those where it's like if Wibbly's trying to peel for like Granny or someone, he tries to peel, taunts him, but then obviously the QSS comes through. The peel doesn't matter, basically.
Absolutely, but the Darius charging at the enemy ADC always going to be a scary thing, and definitely a good itemization choice to keep the game going. And now looks like he's going to even be building into this more Memoria, so he's just saying, you know, Judgy Rocks, Wibbly Dean, you guys ain't going to be able to deal damage to me. The only ones you're going to have to send your big beefy boys for me. You're going to have to send Granny Spanner with that Kraken Slayer at me to try and take me down in this game. He's already so tanky with this Death Dance. As we just see footsies across the map. Dragon in a minute. So, lads, I think...
Yeah, there's a dragon in a minute, but you can see they're grouping topside. They're looking for something top, but there's nothing there. Like, they need to be grouping and trying to contest vision in this boss side, because now they're going to be walking into darkness. It feels like they're just going to try. To concede this. Concede this. Oh, MDib, oh no.
Oh, the death bush has
You
been
can't
set
do
up.
this!
MDib walking into his own jungle. You're not safe there, my man. Going down right before Drake. No team to support him. And with a 30 seconds on that timer and 35 on his death timer. That's going to be soul for Psycho, but sweet. Possibly even the victory for them in this game. And I believe plenty of points back in people's pockets.
Oz?
However, Ozanox might be getting
no.
overextended a little bit here. So goes forward, but does not manage to find a kill, and it could end up being winning.
Oh, GG!
But a big flash forward. He's not going to have the ultimate to get out there, so he's not going to be up for the Drake. They've just perhaps accepted that it's up the exhaust down onto the Darius, and this is exactly what
Granny!
He's trying to get the damage out, does not manage to get excited though, and that's going to be how that fight ends. Granny Spanner goes down without managing to pick up the kill, but now the teleport comes through. MDib's back in, and where you might have death pushed him before, you most certainly will not catch him unawares this time. Massive damage going down.
Jenna could ult
Drake
this.
has been started elsewhere. Jaina Proudmoore trying to get back in, and he gets a massive ult, but he's going to get shut down.
Flacco's back here.
Massive heal there. This could be the game-losing fight for Sai. They could have thrown
No
it all.
way!
The taunt goes down onto Moneyman Flacco. Manages to get across. The heal comes through,
Game
but it's not enough. A triple kill for MDib, and this is going to be their Drake. A horribly misfade fight from Sai means that they are going to lose this Drake. They're going to lose the opportunity for Soul, and they need to play for another 5 minutes.
That's the UNL goal right there! The goal mentality! He never missed playoff finals! This is why!
I actually don't believe what I'm seeing. This is illegal. This is actually just a robbery. A robbery in broad daylight. How does CFFC get this dragon? But, yeah, just MDib, he's been battered, he's been bruised, he's been kicked around all game, but with the Karma's help, he finally turns things around for his team, and what a way to get back into this game. It's still game on inside of game 3. This could just be a CFFC clean sweep still. You have to remember, Jinx is at 3 items. It's getting a little bit dangerous on the AD carry front.
Yeah, you could see.
Can still do damage.
You could see in that fight, like the exhaust came down, and Granny was able to kite out Moneyman Flacco, but Jaina just found him on the back with a flash straight onto him, just popped him straight up. But yeah, fucking MDib, let's go! Garen Spinto in, baby.
I believe before that play he was 1-8.
Yep.
Going into that, but it does not matter. He's got the items under his belt he needed to run the enemies down. I most certainly do not believe this is over yet for the side of Psycho, but sweet as the objective bounties disappear from the map for the side of CFFC. Really good sign for them, but that has to also be an indication that the gold is evening up here now. Just over, sorry, a 1k lead for Sai. Most certainly a ghost of what they had before. Now with the objective prio here coming onto this Baron up in 20 seconds, Jaina Bramore, you might be overstepping in the mid lane here. Big man Bishan's going to be there to try and get some damage back down. The resistance has come out. Jaina Bramore does manage to survive and get himself out, burning quite a lot of resources.
Oh, the resets!
Yeah, again, not getting a reset, and he doesn't go down. Granny Spanner's going to be able to get excited and get his way out. That's going to be 1-0. No jungle for the side of Psy. This should be their Baron. And this, if this was the turning point in the series for Psy, this was the turning point in the game for CFFC. When they got it back in, the stun goes down, hits onto the Darius. The damage is coming out. The Kraken Slayer. It's enough. The 3-item jinx that we were so scared of before.
Let's go, Granny!
Front line ADC is enough to win the fight. And now with 4 alive, a wave pushing in the mid lane. CFFC look primed to take this series. We don't need the Baron, they say triumphantly as they barrel down on the base of Psy. Ozanok's up in 4 seconds against 4 bodies on the side of CFFC. The question is, can he take it? Can he keep his team's series alive? Down 2-0, back against the wall. Now is the time to step up. 1 tower goes down, he's taunted up, manages to get himself back out. The damage goes over, and it's an open Nexus, and it's open season. 3-0 slaughterhouse from CFFC, your UNL Season 6 champions.
Oh my god! They've done 3 different styles. The first game they stomp. The second game they throw right hooks back and forth, coming back like, and then this one they're done it. They're out. It's game, and then the UNL GOAT uses his special mind control powers and just murders the fight. Oh my god!
It looked like Rammus was basically out of gas. Looked completely just useless at points. Caught out left, right, and center. MDiv paying for his life with, you know, Wibbly Deem getting caught out. That was sad to watch. You know, Samira fell behind in the early game, but top and mids getting so far ahead for Psycho, but Sweet, you felt like the scaling was about to kick in, but then, like, the most inexplicable fight around Dragon. CFFC just kept it going. Mentals were rock solid for the entirety of that series. They bring it back, and they get what they deserved.